Welcome back to Outside In. I have an interesting one today. MrSanpoil contacted me again and asked me if I would take a look at his Renogy Firefly portable solar system. He said that he couldn't get it to go above 32% on charging, no matter how long he had it plugged in. He asked me if he sent it to me, if I could take a look at it, create a video, and see if I could fix it. So when I got this in the mail, it was showing 27%. I think it could have been 32, but it was around 27 or 30% charged, and I plugged it in and it did absolutely nothing. It showed nothing on the screen. So there's a problem, also another problem inside, that where the AC plugs in is not charging the battery. So the first thing that I did when I got this was I decided to do a power cycle on the battery to reset it. This has a little light on the side, emergency light. Okay, so what I did when I got this, I turned the device on and then I turned the light on right here and let the light just sit there and run until the light just went out. And then I turned the power switch off and back on, and then turn the light on again. And then again, I just let the light stay on until it just went out. And I kept doing that it probably took me close to 45 minutes at least to power cycle it to where I could not turn the light on at all. Then what I did was I used my power supply and I plugged into the DC 12 volt input, because I used my power supply as a simulated solar panel, and I did a 1 amp charge, and it was over 22 hours it took till it stopped charging. Okay, then what I did was I discharged it. So almost 15 amp hours capacity I got out of it. The bottom of this case, and in the manual, it says it's 15 amp hour battery inside of here. So I was like, well, that is pretty awesome if it got that much capacity. Okay, so what I did then was I recharged it with 2 amps. Probably took about 8 hours to charge it with 2 amps. So I ran into another issue with this, and that was I decided I was testing all the ports. The 12 volts worked, the cigarette lighter 12 volt worked, the inverter output power was 110 volts, so that was working. And then I decided to plug in a USB device in this, and the problem was when I pulled the USB device out of this socket, hopefully you can see that, there's nothing left. It pulled it completely off of the board. The stems are still inside here in the board. So Jesse had told me that he heard something rattle around because he had dropped it. I haven't taken this apart yet, but he said he took it apart and he found a piece of plastic inside, but he didn't know where it went. I'm wondering now if where it went was to retain this USB socket so it didn't get pulled out when you unplug the device. So I ordered new ports. We have to take this apart and see what's going on inside. Let's move all this out of the way. Let's see what the display shows now after about almost 40 hours of charging, discharging, charging, and power cycling. Now when I turn it on, if you can see it, it says 100%. It's fully 100% charged. And now what we need to do is open it up, take it apart. And these are the solar panels. Now these panels are 10 watts each. I have a meter for testing solar panels. So because of all the rain, yeah, we're not getting any sun here at all. I want to take these outside once I get this apart and separate these panels, test these panels to see if they're putting out. So like I said, the first thing we need to do is get this apart. All right, now let's unplug the top solar panel. Get a lot of screws in this thing. Put that solar panel to the side. All right, looks like there's a bunch more screws in here. So let's see if we can get these out. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, this battery looks good. I was so afraid that I was going to find a swollen battery, but no, this is no swells. Thank God for that. Okay, so now we got to get a bunch more screws on this one. All right, and if anybody noticed this over here and you was wondering what this was, Well, Jesse said that the only thing he could find rattling around in here was a little piece of plastic, and he put it in a bag before he put it back together so it wouldn't get lost. But, oh my gosh. Let's see, I'll use my magnifying glass, but this looks like an SMD. Oh boy, it is. Looks like a little diode, an SMD diode. Oh gosh, so we got to find where that came off of the board at. I was not expecting that. Oh my goodness. I thought it was just a little piece of plastic, but this is the diode. This is not good. Let's see if we have 120 volt. Okay, so it has 120 volt going into the board. Okay, I gotta make sure. Yeah, I don't want those to short out. Goodness no, don't want to short that battery out. So best thing to do is to take that out of there and tape these up so they don't touch accidentally. We don't want that happening. Would not be good. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably too small to be able to see in the camera, but what's weird about this is there's absolutely no solder at all on this, so I'm wondering where that actually came from. That looks like a diode to me. Let me see if I can look that up. MDD M7 diode. Okay, it is a diode. 1000 volt, 1 amp. This does not have any indication that there was ever solder on this. So we know we have AC going to the board. So it looks like I'm going to take this board out to see maybe the bridge rectifier is bad. And I was hoping it was going to be something simple like a capacitor, but these capacitors look great. Pristine, no swelling at all. And I just turned the power button on to drain any juice that might be in here. Should have done that to begin with. But yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to take these boards out and get a closer look. I guess it's kind of dumb thinking it's just going to be easy. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, looks like, yeah, it looks like I found where the problem is. All right, let's see if I can zoom in on this. Wow. It's black, and I do not have a schematic for this board. I'm not sure what went there. Okay, all right. Well, it appears that we got some sun for just a minute. So, thought I'd run out here real quick and hook up these panels, see if they're working. I hope this shows up on the camera. It's showing 16 volts. Let's do a test. 6.7 watts, 12.97 volts. Let's do another test. 3.98 watts. These are 10 watt panels. Oh goodness, look, I'm losing the sun already. But at least this is showing me that that panel is working. Now let's hook up the other panel. That was showing 15 volts, open circuit. 1.58 watts, 12.19 volts. So this one's working as well. When I looked out the security and saw the sun was out, I thought I'd run out here real quick, but now the sun is gone again, going back in. Yeah, just not getting any sun now. Wait a minute, there's a little bit of sun coming back, so let's see if we can, 2.87 watts. But at least this is showing, this is verifying that these panels are working. Yeah, it's very cloudy out here, so. Okay, it looks like the sun is gonna pop out here right now a little bit better. 6 watts. 6 watts. Okay, let's, while we still have sun for just a minute, let's see if this one will do any better. 16 volts open circuit. 6.5 watts. Okay, so yeah, all right, well then, so we've verified that the solar panels work, so that's good. Thank you, God, for that few minutes of sunlight. All right, so now we'll get back to the repair. After looking at this board, it looks to me like somebody's been in here repairing this. I would say this is definitely not up to standards of Renogy. Okay, I gotta figure this out. But without a schematic, how am I supposed to? Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can find out some information to know what goes in that spot. I don't know how I'm gonna find that out. I don't have a schematic for this board. Looks like somebody's already been in here. All right, so the only thing I know to do is I'm gonna have to see if I can do some research and find out what that part is and where this diode came from, because I can't find it. So anyway, I guess I'll just have to say at this point, in the words of Big Clive, one moment, please.